Did you know that nearly 70% of people believe self-love is the key to finding a healthy relationship? While loving yourself is crucial, it's not the whole picture. In fact, research shows that 60% of relationships fail because of unrealistic expectations and poor communication. Shocking, right? Welcome to our exploration of love and relationships. In this video, we'll dive deep into why self-love alone isn't enough to build a happy, lasting partnership. We'll uncover surprising truths about vulnerability, the importance of interdependence, and how to embrace differences instead of expecting your partner to mirror you. You'll learn practical strategies that can transform your love life. Whether you're single, dating, or in a long-term relationship, these insights will help you create deeper connections and lasting happiness. Ready to discover the secrets of healthy love? Let's jump in. Chapter 1: The Myth of Wholeness. Why being complete alone isn't the end goal. Many people think you need to be whole before finding a healthy relationship. It sounds wise, right? But here's the catch: this idea can actually hold you back from real connection. Yes, being comfortable with yourself is important, but relationships aren't just about being two perfect people. They're about growing together. According to psychologist Esther Perel, the best relationships happen when both people are unfinished. She says, "True love is not about being complete, but about working together to keep becoming. Being whole is a journey, not a destination you reach before dating." We often change, grow, and learn through relationships, not just before them. Research even shows that people who see relationships as places to grow report higher satisfaction. A study from the Journal of Marriage and Family found that couples who viewed relationships as spaces for self-expansion were 44% more satisfied. This means you don't have to wait until you're perfect to find love. Relationships can be catalysts for growth, helping us learn more about ourselves and our needs. So, here's a key strategy: shift your mindset. Instead of looking to be complete on your own, look for a partner who supports your growth. When you focus on shared growth, you'll find someone who values the journey just as much as you do. This approach also makes the ups and downs of relationships easier to handle since both people are evolving, not expecting perfection. Remember, the healthiest relationships are the ones where you can be your unfinished self. Don't let the myth of being fully whole stop you from finding love. Look for a partner who embraces your journey, not just your finished self. Chapter 2: Vulnerability over Perfection. Why real connections require letting down walls. Self-love often comes with an emphasis on loving all your flaws. But in relationships, there's another layer: letting someone else see those flaws. Vulnerability is powerful. It's not just about showing up as you are, but letting someone in, even when it feels risky. According to Dr. Brené Brown, vulnerability is the birthplace of love, belonging, joy, courage, empathy, and creativity. If we wall ourselves off to protect our hearts, we end up feeling disconnected. Being vulnerable is the opposite of perfection. It means being open, letting someone else see you fully, and trusting they won't judge. Research backs this up. A study from the University of Pennsylvania found that people who were willing to be vulnerable with their partners had relationships that lasted 36% longer. Vulnerability also increases intimacy. When we open up about our fears, insecurities, and dreams, we invite our partners to do the same. It's a two-way street that builds trust over time. So, here's a practical strategy: practice small doses of vulnerability. Start with little things. Share an embarrassing story, admit when you're nervous, or talk about something you're not so confident about. By opening up gradually, you'll get comfortable with being seen as you truly are, not as a perfect version of yourself. Vulnerability is a skill. Like any skill, it gets easier with practice. Let your partner see your real self, not the flawless version, but the one with fears and insecurities. Over time, you'll find that the willingness to be open is what keeps love real and alive. Chapter 3: Interdependence versus Independence. How to embrace balance, not isolation. The idea of being independent sounds great in theory, but in relationships, pure independence can create walls instead of bridges. Healthy love is about balance, blending independence with interdependence. Interdependence means you rely on each other without losing yourself. You're connected but not controlled. Studies show that couples with a healthy level of interdependence report feeling 60% more satisfied in their relationships. They also have better mental health, according to research published in the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology. People in interdependent relationships feel supported, but they also maintain their sense of self. One key strategy to build interdependence is to find anchors in your relationship. Anchors are shared rituals or habits that bring you closer, like a weekly date night or checking in about each other's day. These anchors help you feel connected even when you're busy with your own lives. Another way to foster interdependence is to encourage each other's personal growth. This doesn't mean pushing each other to be different but supporting each other's dreams, hobbies, and goals. When you encourage each other's individuality, it strengthens your bond. You're both part of each other's support system while still growing as individuals. Lastly, remember that interdependence is about flexibility. There will be times when one person needs more support than the other. That's okay, it's natural for one person to lean a little more during tough times. What's important is that, over time, both of you find a balanced rhythm that feels right for both of you. Embrace the idea that you can be connected without being controlled. It's not about needing each other to be whole but choosing each other to be better together. If you're finding this video helpful, please take a moment to subscribe. Join our community for more insights into love and relationships. Chapter 4, The Art of Giving, Why Love is About More Than Self-Care. Self-care is essential, but in relationships, we need to go beyond self-focus. Healthy love involves genuine giving, not just doing what feels good for us but thinking about what brings joy and comfort to the other person. Studies have shown that people who are generous in their relationships tend to have higher satisfaction. In fact, a study by the University of Virginia found that couples who rated themselves as highly generous were 67% more likely to report very happy relationships. Here's a simple strategy: practice small, thoughtful gestures. Giving doesn't mean grand gestures, it's often the little things that matter most. Texting a quick "I'm thinking of you" or making a cup of coffee for your partner in the morning can strengthen your bond. These small acts show you're paying attention and that you care. It's also helpful to focus on active listening. When you actively listen to your partner, you're giving them your undivided attention. According to psychologist Dr. John Gottman, one of the best predictors of a successful relationship is the turning toward response. This means responding to your partner's bids for attention, connection, or affection. When you turn toward your partner instead of turning away, it creates a culture of generosity and respect. Another useful approach is practicing radical empathy. This means not just seeing things from your partner's perspective but feeling their emotions as well. Radical empathy helps build trust, as your partner feels truly understood. This goes beyond self-love because it's about creating a love that's bigger than your own needs. Remember, giving in a relationship doesn't mean losing yourself. It's about balancing self-care with care for your partner, creating a partnership where both people feel valued. Chapter 5, Breaking the Mirror, Why Partners Aren't Just Reflections of Ourselves. We often think that our partner should mirror us, have the same likes, beliefs, or goals. But in reality, the healthiest relationships are often between people who bring different perspectives and strengths. Instead of looking for someone who is a reflection of you, look for a partner who complements you. This mindset can open you up to deeper, more dynamic connections. Research from social psychologist Dr. Arthur Aaron shows that partners who embrace each other's differences report greater relationship satisfaction. In one study, 47% of people in complementary relationships reported feeling more understood than those in similar relationships. This doesn't mean you can't have common interests, it means valuing what your partner brings that you don't. A powerful strategy here is to embrace curious questioning. Instead of assuming you know your partner's perspective, ask questions to understand them. Try asking things like, "What makes you feel most alive?" Or "What's something you want to achieve that I don't know about?" This curiosity shows respect and interest, helping both of you see each other's unique worlds. Another strategy is practicing cognitive flexibility. Cognitive flexibility is the ability to adjust your perspective and see things through your partner's eyes. This skill helps bridge differences and reduce conflicts. Studies show that couples with high cognitive flexibility report fewer arguments and higher satisfaction. Finally, celebrate your differences. Differences can bring excitement, new experiences, and growth to your relationship. Instead of seeing them as gaps, See them as opportunities to expand your own understanding. Embrace the fact that your partner is their own person with their own views. It keeps the relationship fresh and helps you both grow. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, please consider subscribing. Join our community for more insights into love and relationships. Together, we can build a happier, healthier love life.